Okay, part three of the Capstone project, where we're actually going to talk about now. What is it? In what ways do American culture, identity, and value come into view when we engage with Americans who cross borders to enter the United States, like Payne said, and who experience the U.S. border crossing over them, e.g., Black Hawk. So, with Americans that cross over to the border and how we encounter them with American values, we're very proud of the democracy and the population that we build up here. Perhaps a little bit too proud, I would say a little bit overstepping and bearing and overbearing to other religions and other cultures and other countries, people that come in. I personally myself know that as well, since I come from a Latino heritage. Coming into the United States from a foreign country was met with a very proud history, knowing the errors and the ways of the American culture has done in the past, still very prominent and try to uphold those standards of freedom and liberty once more. Of course, there are select halves of the country that want to push their beliefs and push their beliefs upon newcomers that come in, which can be very harassing at times. But the majority of the people, we all come from, we're an immigrant country. Everybody was not born here originally. We all come from different parts of the world. So, another half of the United States is very welcoming and generous and are actually proud to uphold other religious cultures, other countries' cultures, things of the sort like that. In different times, it was a different story. Of course, this is now talking about the 21st century, going back into the 19th century or the 20th century, anything beforehand, you have a very different story. So for Black Hawk, when the United States came, and we just, since we started colonizing the East Coast and we started moving further out west, essentially we thought this was our land to take, despite already having people indigenous to this land to begin with, living already here for centuries, or how, whoever knows how long. And we thought it was our God-given right to take that land away from them and push our beliefs and our culture upon them, which was met with a lot of backlash. This backlash brought war, brought pain, brought suffering, brought about many deaths that could have been very much avoided if a compromise was met. And eventually it was met, but it was after a lot that could have been avoided. Uh, People that come across this pushy American culture population, of course, are very aggressive, very mean, because they, of course, they don't want to get rid of where they come from. They're also proud. We're all very proud of our history. Like how Payne said, and Omar Ibn said, actually, as Payne said, nobody should rule over another person or should be able to take anything from anybody else. Only God rules over God. Only God rules over a specific individual. So we should have no right to push upon our beliefs or needs onto anybody else as individuals, as a country as a whole. And then Obar Iman said when he was brought over here on an African American slave ship from the continent of Africa, despite eventually converting over into Christianity, he was still very much a prominent believer in his own specific religion. It took just a change of scenery in the population for him to realize that all in all, there is a God out there who loves all, and that we all should treat each other with respect. But then again, even when he was in jail, and all he had was the cells to write on, he still talked about a lot about his religion and everything, his religion, and about where he comes from, and about how he's confused. But in the end, it's just American culture. We're very welcoming, but at the same time, we're not. Only through time can tell that eventually this will change. It is now barely the 21st century, and we still have some difficulties with people coming in and out of the country. Only time will tell if we will come out better from this.